haven't seen a sack full of dwarven gyros lying around, have you? I'd swear I left it right here. Do you think mud crabs might have taken it? I saw one the other day. Wouldn't be surprised if it followed me here. But just look around, will you? Isran? Wants me? No, you must be mistaken. He made it exceedingly clear the last time we spoke that he had no interest in my help. I find it hard to believe he's changed his mind. He said some very hurtful things to me before I left. Anyway, I'm quite happy in my current pursuits. So if you'll excuse me... Vampires. Really? Oh, and I suppose now he remembers that I proposed no less than 3 different scenarios that involved vampires overrunning the population. Well, what are they up to? Well, that's actually something I never would have anticipated. Interesting. I'm not sure what they would do with one, but in this case, Isran is probably correct in thinking it isn't good. Thank you. It's not much, but this will help a great deal with some things I've been researching. Now, where is it Isran expects me to go? Ah, been working more on his secret hideout, has he? It'll be interesting to see how much progress he's made. I'll finish up here and head in that direction as soon as I can. See you there. Farewell.
Just because you carry a sword, it doesn't make you tough. It's how you use it.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off.
You there! Hold fast! I've tracked this damned bear for 2 weeks. I'll not let it have any more victims. Isran needing someone else's help. Never thought I'd hear that. I'm afraid he's a few years too late. I've moved on. I have more important business to attend to. Besides, he can handle anything alone. He assured me so himself. What could he possibly need my help with? Vampires? Well, that might change things. Tell me more about what's going on. By the 8. Alright, look. I'll consider it. But I can't just leave this bear to prey on more innocent people. Once it's dealt with, then perhaps I'll see what Isran expects of me.
Don't mess with... What was that? I cast doubt aside long ago. Power slash! Return to die? Not brave. Guard down. What was that?
Don't know how well I'd have managed by myself. You have my thanks. You've helped me, so I suppose the least I can do is find out what Isran wants. He's still at that fort near Stendar's beacon, I assume. If Isran is anything, he's stubborn. He's been working on that place for years now. Never lets anyone in. His own little fortress. Well, I guess I'll get to see what he's been up to all this time. I'll meet you there. All right, Isran. You've got us all here. Now what do you want?
Hold it right there.
What are you doing?
Making sure you're not vampires. Can't be too careful. So welcome to Fort Dawnguard. I'm sure you've heard a bit of what we're up against. Powerful vampires, unlike anything we've seen before. And they have an Elder Scroll. If anyone is going to stand in their way, it's going to be us.
This is all well and good, but do we actually know anything about what they're doing? What do we do now?
We'll get to that. For now, get acquainted with the space. Soreen, you'll find room to start your tinkering on that crossbow design you've been working on. Gunmar, there's an area large enough for you to pen up some trolls. Get them armored up and ready for use. In the meantime, we're going to get to the bottom of why a vampire showed up here looking for you. Let's go have a little chat with it, shall we? So let's hear it.
You probably weren't expecting to see me again. I'd rather not be here either, but I needed to talk to you. It's important, so please, just listen before your friend here loses his patience. It's about me and the Elder Scroll that was buried with me. The reason I was down there, and why I had the Elder Scroll. It all comes back to my father. I'm guessing you figured out this part already, but my father's not exactly a good person, even by vampire standards. He wasn't always like that, though. There was a turn. He stumbled onto this obscure prophecy and just kind of lost himself in it. It's pointless and vague, like all prophecies. The part he latched onto said that vampires would no longer need to fear the sun. That's what he's after. He wants to control the sun, have vampires control the world. Anyway, my mother and I didn't feel like inviting a war with all of Tamriel, so we tried to stop him. That's why I was sealed away with the scroll. I'm sorry. I had heard there were vampire hunters here. I thought they might want to know about a vampire plot to enslave the rest of the world. Was I wrong? Well, let's move then. I'm nothing if not persuasive.
All right, you've heard what it has to say. Now tell me, is there any reason I shouldn't kill this blood-sucking fiend right now? Why? Because of that story about the prophecy? About some vampire trying to put the sun out? Do you actually believe any of that? Who knows? Maybe it has a death wish. Maybe it's just insane. I don't really care. It can stay for now. But if it so much as lays a finger on anyone here, I'll hold you responsible. Got it. You hear me? Don't feel like a guest, because you're not. You're a resource. You're an asset. In the meantime, don't make me regret my sudden outburst of tolerance and generosity. Because if you do, your friend here is going to pay for it.
Thank you for your kindness. I'll remember it the next time I'm feeling hungry. So, in case you didn't notice the giant thing on my back, I have the Elder Scroll with me. Whatever it says, it will have something that can help us stop my father. But of course, neither of us can read it. Well, the Moth Priests are the only ones I've heard of who can do it. They spend years preparing before they start reading, though. Not that it helps us anyway, because they're all half a continent away in Cyrodiil.
Some Imperial scholar arrived in Skyrim a few days ago. I was staking out the road when I saw him pass by. Maybe that's your Moth Priest.
Do you know where he's staying now?
No, and I'm not going to waste men looking. We're fighting a war against your kind, and I intend to win it. You want to find him? Try talking to anyone who'd meet a traveler. Innkeepers and carriage drivers in the big cities, maybe. But you're on your own.
Any idea how you're going to find a Moth Priest? Skyrim's a pretty big place. I mean, as much as anyone. Not a lot. You'd figure a couple 100 years locked away with one would have given me some insight. But no. Turns out, you don't learn much just from sleeping with something. Well, back before you know. The College of Winterhold was the first place I'd think to go to for any kind of magic or historical thing. The wizards know about all kinds of things that people probably shouldn't know about. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to come along with you. I've been really wanting to get out and explore a bit. The Dwemer architecture is just so exquisite. You can tell that the city definitely has its own flavor compared to the other ones in Skyrim.
Bit of jewelry for your journey home? Oh, this pendant would look lovely on my sister.
The reach belongs to the Forsworn!
No! Never
Hey!
You're wrong.
I fall back! I die for my people.
Everyone stay back. The Markor City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here. Damn. Another body to get rid of. We'll handle things from here. Move along. I said move along. The Forsworn are just a bunch of madmen. We have everything under control.
Bed rocks.
Stay out of it. Mm-hmm.
Margaret, he killed her. Right in front of me. She's a traveler from the Imperial City. Came by every day looking for jewelry for her relatives back home. Why would anyone want to kill her? Doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I don't think I can bear to sell anything right now. What's happening to this city?
Did you see that, madman? A forsworn agent, here in the city. Think he worked down at the smelter. A lot of laborers there are sympathetic to the forsworn. They promise people they'll kill off all the Nords that rule over the Reach. Nothing but murderers and saboteurs. This has ruined my entire day.
Come on in. The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drink and clean rooms. This is the Silverblood Inn. I'll let you figure out who owns it by yourself.
Just here to drink.
If I can't get you something, I'm sure my wife will bellow at me until I can. Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Hi? Sorry, were you talking to me? Oh, sorry. I was thinking about something. I don't have time to talk, though. Why don't you go chat with the other bar patrons? Just how I'm going to get by that court wizard in Sinashuanzel. What was his name? Calselmo? The bastard won't let me in to see the Dwemer rune. Something about a giant spider. As if that matters. How so? I don't care how dangerous it is. Although, yes, if I'm dead, I suppose I can't see the rune. Oh, I know. I'll just hire a mercenary to kill it. Then he'll have to let me in. Oh, are you a mercenary? I guess you do seem like the type who disregards their own life in favor of gold. Alright then, name your price. Oh, that's not too bad. Let me see what I have. I can do, 200 gold? Don't look at me like that. Okay, how about 200 gold up front? And whatever you pick up in the rooms. And I'll grab some stuff to sell too, so I can give you more gold when we finish up. So, yes! Alright, let's head to Understone Keep and find Calselmo. Tell him you want to see the excavation site and convince him we'll take care of his spider problem. Yes, I'm rather good at it. If you need me to, just ask. Let me know if you need anything else. Hello. Okay, well, I'll be around. I smell something really good cooking, so I think I'll go find whatever that is.
What do I do to deserve such hatred? Give people good food at good prices, and all they do is insult you.
I'm afraid the necklaces aren't selling well in other provinces.
Yes,
Used to be everyone in Markarth wearing the High Rock, the Hammerfell,
until
and
next
Cyril.
time.
I've always wondered what the Dwemer actually looked like. If one believes Nordsen, they were much like elves, but with beards. But what about young dwarves? Were they indistinguishable from, say, the Altmer then? Maybe there were other differences. Lighter skin tone, or tails? No. Why would they have tails? I don't know. Don't mind my rambling. It's just there's so many artifacts from their civilization, and yet we know so little. What did they look like? Where did they go?
What are you hiding, priest?
I'm not hiding anything. It's closed for a reason.
What are you doing here? The excavation site is closed. I don't need any more workers or guards. I told you I'm not hiring any more guards. Why do you people always bother me when I'm trying to finish my research? You idiot! Do you even know who I am? The most recognized scholar on the Dwemer in all of Tamriel. And you people keep bothering me. I'm sorry, I got too excited. I'm in the middle of some very stressful work, and I shouldn't have yelled. How can I help you? Persistent, aren't you? Oh, very well. Who am I to stand in the way of curiosity? I'll let you in if you agree to something for me. There's a giant spider in the Chuanzel. My workers call her Nimhi, the poisoned one. If you deal with Nimhi, I'll let you into both the excavation site and my Dwemer museum. What do you say? Enthusiasm. Good. Here's the key to the dig site. I'm sure it's hard to believe, but I was once a bold adventurer like you, ready to face any danger.
You're right. It's hard to believe you were anything beyond an old bastard.
The audacity. I'll see to it the Jarl hears of your abuse of a court scholar.
I can think of ways to make sure the Jarl hears nothing from you. Ever.
Keep your hands to yourself. Do you realize that at a snap of my fingers, I can bring the entire Markarth City Guard to my defense?
Yeah, I've heard that before. Don't worry, I'll keep my hands from your neck. This time.
Audacity. Get out of here. The artifacts I've discovered in the Chuanzel will make history today.
No, the artifacts I've discovered will make me rich one day.
See, you have no appreciation for scholarship.
I can appreciate both gold and knowledge. I read up on Nishuanzal's history before arriving in Markarth, so I hope you don't mind if I talk about my research.
know if you need anything.
Some of the bloomeroons I've been in have had plants growing, but this tree is one of the bigger ones I've seen. And look at these living quarters, very fancy. I think some highbrow Dwemer lived here. Anyway, this poor guy clearly didn't make it. Doesn't seem smart for the group to leave him behind, but the desire to explore more is understandable. Let's see if we can find them.
Conserve your ammunition. Use your arrows wisely. We may be in for a second. Let's end this quickly. I won't die. What's that? Are you alright? What's that? What was that? Don't mess with me.
That's over with, at least. It looks like they chose a bad spot to camp. But wasn't there another researcher mentioned in the notes? Where is he?
This is my taste of my power.
So, that spider was the only thing protecting Markarth from the Falmer. I knew it was weird that there were so few automaton. The city defenses are down. So, since we killed Nimmy, if the Falmer begin to break into Understone Keep, that's technically our fault? Ugh, this is what we get for helping that old man. Alright, adventurer, I guess we have to activate the defenses. Although, that means we get to see these automaton in action. Always a bright side.
Well, you asked for it. Ashes. What? Where did they come from? You weren't waiting. Bring it back. No hesitation. Good night.
how's that? Good? Good. Hi, Akatosh, you're a piece of crap, though. No offense. Have you been here all alone, you little heap of scrap metal? Well, little scrap. Maybe you want to see the world? And definitely not because I programmed that desire into you. Look, my faithful bodyguard. I found a new friend. Can I keep him, please? Oh, that's a good point. Well then, meet Scrap. Yes, because he's just a barely functioning bunch of scrap metal someone bolted together. But I think he has potential. Maybe one day he'll be better at protecting me than you are. Yes! I'll get to working on him as soon as we're out of here. Ugh. Do we have to? Listen close, adventurer. Don't mention anything about Scrap to that wizard. He'll think the spider should belong to him. And I don't have the patience not to kick him somewhere sensitive and make a run for it. Come on, Scrap. You can ride in my bag. Oh, most definitely. You didn't really believe I'd be satisfied with seeing just one rune, did you? And you were right. There are more Dwemer runes calling my name. Well, I haven't really planned that far. You being an adventurous one, I'm sure you'll end up in some more Dwemer runes eventually. Maybe I'll just tag along for the ride? Great, then it's decided. And I've fixed up Scrap a bit, so I think he'll be very useful to us. This is so exciting. With all the studying I'll be doing, I bet I'll be able to fix Scrap up to a Dwemer standards in no time. Let's go! Well, if you're so inconvenienced by them, I'm sure I could make something useful from them. They're very unique. I think they likely have some useful qualities. Hand them over and let me see. Let me just slot this in here, and surely I could get this cog to fit. Ow! Just pinched my finger, nothing to worry about. Just some tweaking. And here. Well, let's just call it a locator. I kept a piece that resonates with the main component. In plain terms, you can use this contraption to locate me, so long as I'm holding this piece of it. Pretty handy for while we're exploring runes, don't you think? Yes, the best way to see is to test it. Can't wait. Yeah? You remembered that, huh? I mean, of course I always meant to uphold my end of the deal. Here. My share of the spoils, all for you. And thank you. For taking me, that is.
I have things to study. What is it? You have my gratitude. That spider had been interfering with my excavations for months. As promised, it is the key to the Dwemer Museum. Mind the displays. Some of them are quite fragile. Here. I usually pay researchers for their work when they emerge from the ruins, but they won't be needing it anymore. What? Oh, goodbye.
Well, hello there, Calsalmo.
I have things to study. What is it?
I was just thinking, how is it you came to be in control of Nishuanzel out of every scholar in Skyrim? What's your secret?
Secret? What makes you think there's a secret?
So it was just good luck?
Luck? I think it has more to do with the hard work.
Whose hard work? yours, or the people you send into the ruins in your stead?
You idiot! Stop bothering me.